morning, good evening, good afternoon. I hope you all are doing fabulous. Today I'm going to try to teach you guys how to play Come On guitar. The song is quite old now. I think I released it over a year and a half ago. The reason I haven't done a guitar tutorial for it is because the main guitar line is not my guitar line. Caleb, the producer who made the beat that the whole song is structured around, the one that you hear underneath the hook, he found that loop on Reddit, I think, for free. And it's obviously a fantastic guitar line and really makes that beat. But yeah, I didn't know how to play it until like a week ago, because I got like a couple subsequent DMs that were like, how do you play the guitar line? And my answer was, I don't know. Now, I did play a lot of other guitar layers on the bridge in the last chorus as well, which I'll show y'all some of, because I think it has like an insight into how I layer guitars generally, and I use a lot of the same techniques on every song I make. The song is not a guitar song, very like 808 reliant, but I'll show you how you can maybe go about it and at least what the chords are. So, alright, so first the main guitar line goes like this. Kind of. I'm really bad at doing the vibrato and the bends, but that's basically the idea. So the way it goes is you palm mute. So with your palm muting is basically just where you put your wrist on the bridge of the guitar, like right there, and you just kind of lightly fold it. And the more you fold it on, the more kind of that muted effect you get. It's nice. It works as kind of a low pass filter almost. The fretting is just pinky on the E string 8th fret, middle finger on the 6th fret A string, and first finger, your little pointer finger, on the D string 5th fret, and you just play those in a descending or an ascending pattern. The E string, A string, D string. But you palm mute them and you don't let them ring, so. And then on the G, so that third note, you lift your palm up. And then you give it a little wiggle. You know what I'm saying? So that's the first part. And then what I do is I take my first finger and I bar the G string 5th fret and the D string 5th fret, and then you palm mute those. So that's the first two notes of the next part. And then put your third finger on the 7th fret G string and do another wiggle. So. And then you go back down to that 5th fret G string. Back up to the 7th fret G string, and then you do like a slide up to the 10th fret G string, and then you pull off your ring finger that was on the 10th fret G string, so that your first finger is holding the note on the 8th fret G string, and then you bring it down to the 7th fret G string and pluck that. So altogether slowly. That's the first section, and then you bar the 5th fret G string and D string. And then you just repeat that. So let's start slow and then we can work up, kind of like do 3 different speeds. So I fucked up the bend, but whatever. And then full speed. That wasn't even full speed, but you get the idea. You know what I mean? This is how you learn. You work your way up. Now what makes that line really interesting is that first note it plays, which kind of feels like the root note, is actually the relative minor of the key that the song is in, which is D sharp major. So if you go from D sharp major and work down to the relative minor, that's the root note. And it sounds like this really interesting different mode. I think it's called the Aeolian mode, question mark, when it's played off of the relative minor of the major, of the scale. Anyway, no idea. My theory shit is whack. But yeah, that's basically the main line that just repeats through the entire song. And the 808 changes the feel of it throughout the song. So now we're gonna look at the chords and some other layering that you can do for some fun stuff. So in the hook, there is a weird piano line thing happening, but the main feel of the song comes from the 808. There isn't really that much harmonic information on the hook besides the vocals. So the 808 goes as follows. This is just the fretting. We start with A string 6th fret, and then it goes to D string 8th fret, and then it goes to D string 6th fret, E string 8th fret, back to D string 6th fret, and then back to the root A string 6th fret. And then it does like a little slide down to 5 chord again, which is E string 6th fret. And then it repeats. So singing along with that kind of sounds like You don't want it suck, I get it, it's alright, but you know it's been a year, and I hope you're doing fine. Please don't push me to the side. Forget all those times in the summer by the lake, midnights in July. Yeah, you don't want it suck, and then it just repeats. Now, the second part of this song switches into like a more emo progression. So it's basically a C chord with the root on the A string 6th fret. So that's ring finger on the A string 6th fret, middle finger on the D string 5th fret, and pointer finger on the B string 4th fret, and you just play them like this. So A string, D string, B string, D string. Oops. So you just play that once, and then you move to the 3 chord, which is first finger on the E string 3rd fret, third finger on the D string 5th fret, and middle finger on the B string 4th fret. And then you just lay those notes individually as well. And then for the next chord, you just move your pointer finger up a fret. Your middle finger and your ring finger stay in the same place, but your pointer finger moves to the E string 4th fret. You'll recognize that shape from Winter. That goes like this all together. And then that happens the first time. Now the second pass of that chord progression, we add in a 5 chord, so it sounds like this. That looks like is just your first finger on the 6th fret E string, your middle finger on the D string 6th fret as well, and your ring finger on the 7th fret G string. Basically, it's adding a 7 to the major 5 chord, and it just adds a lot of tension before you go into a new section. And then there's another guitar part I wanted to show you guys that also comes up in a lot of my music that I think I stole from the soundtrack of Once. My mom used to love that movie, so that soundtrack is really embedded in my mind. There's this melody that kind of happens in one of their songs that sounds a little bit like this. Now, if you just play that in 16th notes or something like that, it just adds like this lovely like rising and falling feeling to any song, and like a really sad one. And that's kind of all over the place in my music. I use that in just about every song I make. It's amazing. And that's Como, basically. I hope that not only did you learn the guitar line, but you also got some insight into some guitar parts that I use heavily throughout my music. I feel like I plagiarize myself and other people so much that you may as well also plagiarize me. If you do learn how to play the song and do a cover of it, please send them to me. I love to see them. You know, it's amazing not only to see people be impacted by it enough to want to go express themselves through it, but also to see that other people relate to the same shit. But yeah, if you do make a cover, please send that to me. The best place to do that would be in the Discord server, and the link will be down below to that. Not only is it a good place to get in touch with me, but the rest of the community has also been lovely there, and you all in the Discord server have really done a marvelous job of building a safe space for people to be and live and be kind to each other and make art on the internet. Another new thing that started happening is I've been Twitch streaming every Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we've just been listening to your guys' music, but we're gonna start doing challenges like writing a song in an hour, writing a song with chat, and writing a song using your beats, that sort of stuff. Just a lot of writing songs. I love doing it, so it's cool to do it with y'all. But yeah, that's it. That's the video. I hope you're doing well. Get some water, go outside, straighten out your back. I'm Bryce, and thank you for being part of my life.